Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to make sense of the confusing world of corporate filings and maybe find a few surprises under the hood. Today, we're diving into a report from Stran Company Inc., a company that seems to have had a rather eventful July. Let's see if this filing sheds any light on their operations and future plans. And before we get started, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and join our Discord server, linked in the description below. We're building a great community there to talk about these filings. So what we're looking at here is a current report, an 8K, which is usually filed when something significant happens, something that investors need to know about right away. In this case, Stran Company is reporting on their recent annual meeting of stockholders. This is where shareholders get to weigh in on the company's direction and leadership. The big date here is July 25th, 2025, the day this meeting took place. It's called the Combined 2024 and 2025 Annual Meeting, which sounds like they were catching up on a few things. The company itself is Stran Company Inc. They're incorporated in Nevada, and their trading symbols are SWAG for their common stock and SWAG-W for their warrants. Warrants are basically like options that give you the right to buy the company's stock at a certain price. Their common stock has a very low par value of just a tiny fraction of a cent per share. This is pretty standard for companies that have issued a lot of stock over time. And those warrants, they give you the right to buy a share of common stock for $4.8137 a share. So if the stock price goes up significantly above that, these warrants could become quite valuable. Now here's something interesting. Stran Company is checking the box as an emerging growth company. This gives them some flexibility and allows them to delay adopting new accounting standards. It suggests they're still in a growth phase. The main event of this report boils down to voting results from their annual meeting. They presented two key proposals to their stockholders. As mentioned, the meeting happened on July 25th, and the company wanted to vote on electing new directors and also ratifying their choice of accounting firm. To figure out how much voting power there was, they looked at the shares outstanding on May 27th, 2025. There were just over 18.6 million shares that could have been voted. To have a valid meeting, they needed a quorum, meaning a certain percentage of shares needed to be represented. They got about 12.8 million shares represented, which is about 65.5% of the total. That's a pretty good turnout and enough to make the votes official. Now about those proposals, first up, they needed to elect 6 directors to serve until the next annual meeting in 2026. Think of directors as the people who guide the company and make important decisions. The report lists out each nominee and how people voted. For Mark Charles Adams, for instance, there were 12,168 votes in favor and only 61,946 withheld. That's a landslide victory for him. Alan Chippendale had a bit more mixed results with 11,588,370 votes for and 598,944 withheld. Still a strong showing, but more shareholders opted to withhold their vote for him. Sarah L. Cummins, on the other hand, received a very strong vote of confidence with 12,124,333 votes for and just 62,981 withheld. Brian M. Posner also got a thumbs up with 12,125,368 votes for, just like Mark Charles Adams. Andrew Shape received 11,699,259 votes for and 488,055 votes withheld. He's still in, but with a noticeably higher number of withheld votes. And then there's Andrew Strandberg, who got 10,161,447 votes for and a significant 2,027 votes withheld. This is the largest number of withheld votes for any director nominee. Interestingly, there were no votes against any of the nominees, just votes for and withheld votes. Broker non-votes are when your broker holds your stock but hasn't received instructions from you, so they can't vote. The absence of these and no against votes suggests broad support for the board, but with some shareholders wanting to express a slight reservation about a couple of directors. From what I see here, all 6 nominees were elected. The second item on the agenda was to approve CBIZ CPAs PC as the company's independent auditors for 2025. Companies need independent auditors to check their financial books and make sure everything is in order. It's like getting a financial health check. And the shareholders clearly approved this with an overwhelming majority. There were over 15 million votes in favor and a mere 1,112 votes against. Only about 27,000 shares abstained. This shows strong confidence in their chosen accounting firm. Again, no broker non-votes here. The approval for the auditors is pretty much unanimous. Finally, the report is signed off. This signature is from Andrew Shape, the President and Chief Executive Officer. He's signing off on the report, which means the company is officially acknowledging these events and providing this information to the public. Now let's put this all together. Stran & Company held their annual meeting and shareholders re-elected all 6 directors. While most directors got overwhelming support, Andrew Strandberg saw a significant number of withheld votes, which might indicate some shareholder concern or simply a desire for new perspectives on the board. Nevertheless, he was re-elected. The company also got a strong endorsement for its auditors, CBCPA's PC, reaffirming the company's financial oversight. As an emerging growth company, this is a standard report outlining key governance activities. We didn't get to see any specific financial performance numbers in this particular filing, but these votes are important for understanding the company's leadership and how smoothly it's being run. From a governance perspective, from my perspective, Stran & Company is showing a commitment to its current board leadership, with all nominees getting elected. The high percentage of represented shares indicates shareholder engagement, which is generally a positive sign. However, those withheld votes for Mr. Strandberg are something to keep an eye on. It could be a signal of underlying issues or just a minor dissatisfaction with certain aspects of his performance or board strategy. The strong ratification of the accounting firm suggests a unified approach to financial transparency. While this filing doesn't provide a financial snapshot, it sets the stage for understanding the governance framework of Stran & Company. We'll need to look at their other filings for the actual financial health of the company. Alright, that's our deep dive into Stran & Company's latest 8K filing. What's your take on these voting results and the signals they send about the company's direction? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, do give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more corporate insights. Don't forget to check out our Discord server in the description for more discussions on these filings. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.